everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. All right, today's topic is why I stopped going to family gatherings. With the holidays coming up, some of these family gatherings can be pretty toxic. Now, to get us started, I did pull a short video. Let's watch this video, and then we have a letter. We're going to dive right into this letter and talk about this issue. Why I stopped going to family gatherings. Here we go.
Do not visit your family for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Stay away from your family for the holidays. You know damn well your entire childhood they ganged up on you. They talked about you like a dog. They laughed at you. Talked about you gaining weight, how fat you are, or how skinny you are. Always in your personal love life, worried about who you're dating, who you're married to, sitting up laughing when your relationship falls apart, praying for your downfall. Anything good happens to you, they get quiet. They don't like to see you successful. Yet when the holidays come around, they got the fucking audacity to guilt trip you into coming back to visit family. Blood is thicker than water. Do not allow your family to gaslight you and guilt you into visiting them for the holidays, knowing they don't fucking like you. Stay home.
All right, let's dive into this letter. I am a 45-year-old single woman who comes from a very religious, yet deeply toxic family. On the outside, we appear faithful, but behind closed doors, every holiday follows the exact same painful pattern. Heavy drinking, heated arguments, yelling, cursing, and eventually someone storming out for a full-blown fight. Good gracious. Okay. It never changes. It never fails. What should be moments of peace, celebration, and togetherness always turns into chaos. My family looks forward to every gathering as if nothing is wrong. Meanwhile, I dread each one. The anxiety starts building days before the holidays because I know exactly how things will unfold. And even though this environment drains me emotionally and mentally, I'm still expected to show up, smile, and pretend everything is normal. Well, to them it is. All right. But the truth is, I don't want to keep subjecting myself to this anymore. I'm tired of walking into rooms that steal my peace. I'm tired of being surrounded by dysfunction that people try to hide under the blanket of family and tradition. I've worked hard to grow, heal, and protect my emotional well-being. And I don't want to keep sacrificing my mental health just to keep up appearances. What I'm struggling with now is how to express this without creating even more conflict. I don't want to disrespect anyone, but I also can't continue putting myself in toxic situations just to make everyone else feel comfortable. I want to find a way to set boundaries that are firm but loving. Boundaries that allow me to keep my peace while still honoring the fact that I care about them. I need them to understand that my absence isn't rejection, it's self-protection. It's me choosing my sanity over chaos. It's me breaking cycles I no longer want to be a part of. I just hope they can respect that, or at least accept it, without turning it into another argument. Okay, well, this is the way that I see it. If they are toxic and they enjoy themselves in their toxicity, of course they're going to turn it into an argument, a discussion, a debate, gossip. You see, because they like the drama. They like the energy that comes out of it. They all may be a bunch of energy vampires, so they keep things stirred up so that they can, satisfy that energy craving. But here's the thing about that. You will have to decide to distance yourself from that. Now, I would suggest that, in these family gatherings, show up and leave early. Leave before the drama starts. Show up and just say, I have another engagement. I can't stay, but I wanted to come and say hello to everybody and let you know that I've been thinking about you. You can do something like that and then take off. You see? Or you can just decide you're not going to show up anymore. Just don't go. And I know you would be expected. I know I came from a family where I was expected to be at a lot of, especially family events and things like that. And because my family was deeply religious in the church, where they all turned out to be family church events. And I hated that growing up, that everything was connected with a church event. And anyway, I decided I just wasn't going to go anymore. Even when I was younger and my parents would gather us to go, and by the time I was old enough to say, I'm not going, then they left me alone. Because number one, they didn't want me going there voicing my opinions about things anyway. So it probably was no hardship for them to leave me out of that kind of activity. But yeah, a lot of family functions, I just decided, no, I didn't want to go to. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to hear it, and I don't want anybody asking me questions because when I voiced my views, they were contradictory to the family's beliefs. And so it always caused conflict. So it's better for me not to even go, and then I can keep my opinions to myself. Okay, so that was the decision that I made. Now, some other suggestions is because you love your family and all of that, is to make a statement to them that 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 you love them, but you don't like being around, what they're doing. Now that can be a touchy thing for you to stand up and make a big statement to your family, I love you all, but I can't be around all this drinking, fighting, and cursing. You all supposed to be religious people. That's a fight right there. So you you don't want to do that. I would say the best thing for you to do is to filter yourself away from it. And if you didn't show up for a few functions, after a while, they get the message that you just didn't want to go. You're a woman. It's not like you're a child that you have to go. Just tell them no. And anybody asks you, say, well, no. If your parents ask you why you don't want to go, you can tell them. But I don't think it would be necessary for you to broadcast something like this to your family. Because like I said, if your family's toxic, any bone that you throw them, they're going to run with it. It's going to be, your name's going to be in the mud all through the generations, all through the family. The distant cousins will hear this story. So, don't give them enough information to try to hang you with it. Just don't go anymore. And if anybody asks you why, I would just say, well, I don't enjoy going. Or something like that. Leave it light. Because for you to try to pick out the reasons why you don't want to go anymore could add to the confusion of it and the drama of it. And you don't want to do or say anything that's going to add to chaos. You are trying to diffuse any chaos. You don't want it around you. You want to be peaceful and happy. And don't waste your time trying to explain that to them about your happiness and you got to guard your peace and why you can't be around them, things like that. No, don't make a division like that between you and your family. If they feel like they'll come to the conclusion that you just don't want to be around the drinking crowd. They'll come to that conclusion on their own if you stop going around there. You see, the other part of it, you don't even have to mention. But I think, that's the best way to handle something like that. Just kind of walk away from it and uh, whoever questions you about it, but then you can explain something to them that will ease them and that they will understand that you really don't want to be around it. You really need to protect your energy around toxic people. And with the holidays coming up, it's very important because you go to with your family gatherings, and it's sure to be somebody toxic there. The whole family isn't toxic. And you can, I was looking at an exercise the other day to where you actually can be in a room with toxic people by visualizing yourself in a protective divine bubble. I don't, for people that meditate, they probably find that an easy thing to do, but people who are not used to meditating and visualizing things, you may find it a little difficult. But I thought I would just throw that out there for people who do know about meditation. This is a way that you can survive when you are, pushed to go out in crowds where a lot of toxic people are. Just visualize yourself in a protective white bubble and you will be fine. I hope you understand the message today, and I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, meditation, and movement, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. I wish you all the very best and happiness, and I really hope to see you next time.